In most cases, making farms in Minecraft is easy, but it's always extra challenging if you want to make them look good and blend into your environment. Of course, you can always hide it in the hole. That's what I did to my old sheep farm. However, I always intended for this farm to be temporary. That's why it only has 8 sheep out of 16. But today it's finally time to upgrade it, build a proper sheep farm, and in order to make it look good, it's going to be on a ship. Making the sheep farm itself is super easy. You can basically see it here. All you need is a collection system. You need a dispenser with shears, observer looking at the grass, one solid block, and one redstone to connect it all. However, I want a little upgrade to my new sheep farm. That's why I want to build shulker loader. The design for shulker loader will be identical to my iron farm one. But anyway, I will show you my exact build process, so you can follow along if you want to. So although it's probably easier to build a boat and then put sheep farm inside it, I will start the other way around and build the sheep farm first, and then construct the ship around it. Also, I will make download available, so stick until the end of the video for more details. Step number 1. Choosing the location. I want the boat be visible out of my island. I have plenty of ocean around. Also, I could potentially restore that shipwreck. Please let me know if you want me to do that in the future video. That could be fun. I think I can build my boat to improve the view for this villager. He doesn't seem to be happy and doesn't even want to look in the window. Will it help if I build the boat right there? What do you think? It's grumpy for some reason. Maybe because his crossbow broke. But yeah, I think that location will be perfect. Just a bit of offset from the Torii gate. I want to make absolutely sure that the whole sheep farm with shulker loaders is located within one chunk. This is mostly important for the shulker loaders. And here is a small tip from me if you want to start building in the middle of the water. First, you can use kelp. But I didn't have kelp that was going to the surface here. So I use lily pad and place temporary block. Pale moss is perfect for the temporary blocks, easy to obtain in large quantities and very easy to remove afterwards. Not only the boat will be excellent view for my island, but I can really enjoy how my island looks in the sunset from the boat. Can't wait to build it. So I have most of the supplies for the boat and for the farm in here. But for the farm part, I mostly need these ingredients. This plus extra grass blocks for the ship and glass blocks to surround the ship, so it doesn't run away. The farm will have 8 slices on each side, total of 16. That way it can all fit in one chunk. So here, one block above the water level, we can start with building the shulker loader. We have 2 observers looking at each other, dispenser looking up, and then some sort of output chest, or I prefer barrel, and a hopper looking right into that. And now repeat it 15 more times, one block apart. This is a place where shulker will be located. The dispenser can hold only 9 shulker boxes, which honestly will take a long while to fill up, so you're probably fine for a long time. But I prefer to add extra hoppers with extra shulker boxes to have extra backup. Now for the next layer. Let's put piston like that. This will break the shulker box that will stand here and put it into hopper. On top of hopper we will put comparator. It will tell us when the shulker is full. We need to put solid block here and full redstone block here. 2 redstone dust, just like that. So the redstone dusts that have power of 14 will change the power to 15 when the shulker is completely full. We will observe the change, and that will trigger the whole system of breaking the shulker and replacing it with new one. So we need the observer to look at the redstone dust. I need to put hopper above the shulker, but I don't have shulker there, so I could put temporary block. I actually recommend you to put temporary blocks there until you finish the build, but I will put shulker boxes. And I want to color coordinate them, so it will take a little bit of a time. Since I put shulkers, I can put hoppers looking into it, and then observer looking into that hopper. Let's place sticky piston looking downwards. So shulker loading part of the farm is actually ready. We only need to construct the top part of the farm with ship. So on top of hopper we are placing 2 solid blocks just like that. 1 rail and minecart hopper on top. Right above that block, we will have a grass block and a ship on top of it. So we need observer looking into that grass block, dispenser, just like in that farm that I showed you before, and solid block with a piece of redstone. I do need to have extra grass blocks surrounding this one, so the grass can regrow, and bring over a few sheep from there to here. Also, for the purpose of this farm, I could actually save few blocks and make it a little bit more compact. I could actually put two separate parts together and use one redstone block for both sides. I will add extra barrels for some extra shulker boxes, and I actually have extra tip on how to fill them up really fast. But before that, very important part. When the piece breaks the shulker, there is very tiny chance, a really tiny chance, that the shulker will fly sideways and will not be picked up by the hopper. Although it's rare, I don't want to happen ever. That's why I'm putting extra blocks in this configuration around. Again, this event is very much unlikely, but we want to avoid any uncertainties, and it's better be safe than sorry. So if you want to fill these barrels with a lot of shulker boxes and also have them colored, put two crafters just like that, and then two observers to create observer clock. Hey, do you mind? I'm trying to show here. I really wish that mob switch would work on the phantoms. Having mob switch is so good, because I don't care about creepers exploding my builds, but phantoms are here. Anyway, so in this crafter we place ingredients for the shulker boxes. I just make 10 for now, because unfortunately I don't have more chests at the moment. I can always come back later and fill it up. The total number of shulkers that the system can hold is 9 in the dispenser, 5 in the hopper, and 27 in the barrel. However, if the output system is only the barrel, you only have hopper and the barrel, which is only 32 spots, so don't make it more than 32. Although it's quite unlikely that you will fill up the whole system, because it will take a long time. So it's time to move the ship. Luckily, many of them are already colored in correct colors, but unfortunately I only have 8 of them, so I need to breed them a little bit. In the meantime, we can already move some of the ship. I thought I had the correct number of sheep, but I discovered that I'm missing 2. So here are the 2 more sheep. And let's add every single color. This place is colorful and beautiful, and I have every single sheep available to me. Now I'm ready to build the boat, but for my own sanity, this place is very loud. Luckily, I have this mod that can control individual sounds of mobs. So while I'm building, I'll just put all of the ship sounds all the way down to 0. I think that's better. If you don't have this mod, just put all of the friendly creatures down. By the way, almost forgot. Shears. We definitely need shears. You can fill up 9 shears in this dispenser, but if you want to have extra, you can replace the top glass on top of the dispenser with a hopper and some sort of a chest. That will definitely hold a lot of shears. So, I found 2 missing sheep. I have no idea how they ended up here, but I don't have use for them here, so let me just relocate them. I knew I did my math right, and I have no idea what went wrong. But now the farm is running, and it's time to make it beautiful. But before that, if you are new to this channel, let me open you a small secret. I have this huge sunflower field, and I plant one sunflower for every single subscriber that I have, and as a bonus, for every Twitch follower. I have a dream of turning this huge desert biome into a luscious sunflower field, and for every 1,000th subscriber, I'll build a huge sunflower just like that. So if you found this video useful or interesting or entertaining, as well as my other videos, please subscribe and you'll get sunflower planted just for you. Thank you, and let's go back to the building process. So the boat. The boats are very hard to build and probably even harder to give proper building instructions, but I'll try my best. For the boat I had building inspiration of these fantasy Japanese inspired boats that have these houses on them. I want the boat to have cyan color as a base color with dark oak and pale oak as two complementary colors. White and dark wood. First I start from the middle part. I'm not sure about the name, it's either keel or something like that, and the deepest part of my boat will be just 4 blocks below the surface. I don't intend it to go too deep, and I don't really care if it's accurate to the real life boat, so here we go. I use pale oak stripped wood and use stairs to connect them. That part is the front side of the boat, and this is the back side, and it goes mostly straight up. You can kind of see the shape, so next step, in order to make our job easier, we create a shape at the water level. First, I make this long oval out of slabs on the outside and full blocks on the inside, and this oval is the widest around the farm level to make sure that I can cover it all. This shape is quite simple, and now I need to connect it with the middle part under the water, and I will do it just by going one slab deeper than the previous level. Just like that, an underwater part is ready. As you can see, each layer is deeper by one slab, and in few places I used upside down stairs instead, although it's not really necessary. I just felt that that place needed stair. But it's not a very visible part, so as I said, doesn't really matter. As you can see, for the whole underwater part, I only used dark prismarine. I didn't vary any blocks, because as I said before, the part underneath the water will not be so visible. But now that we will build parts above the water level, it's a good idea to start building from much lighter blocks, something like warped planks, oxidized copper and prismarine. Then it will look that parts that are made from dark prismarine are darker and therefore appear wet. The sides of the boat are ready, but not quite. First, I want to cover the edge in the dark oak and then overlay it with pale oak. The dark oak part will create very nice contrast that in combination to white oak will make for a very nice accent color. But before that, I would like to get rid of this water. Luckily, I have plenty of sponges, so it will take just a minute. Now it's time to make a house. It will be very simple square house with 2 floors. Support beams are made from dark oak, while walls from all kinds of white blocks. I use dark oak signs to create a lot of small details and white banners as curtains for the windows. The roof is made of combination of dark oak planks and waxed copper, with just a little bit of weathered copper. As in my other builds, the roof is kind of Asian inspired and bendy shaped. I really like this kind of roofs, and you can find it in many different builds that I made, but again, nothing too extreme. The top floor of the house is a little bit smaller than the bottom, but overall very similar. In the corners I added copper lamps surrounded with banners. This will provide plenty of light so nothing will spawn. And luckily copper bulbs can stay on without any redstone. Just remember to activate it first with a button. Again, this build is quite simplistic, but small details is what makes it look very special. Unfortunately, when you move far away from the build, banners and signs disappear, so if you are more than 50 blocks away, the build will look a bit more simplistic. I also like how these windows look from the inside. These banners provide a little bit of this crisscross pattern. Of course, I have a ladder to go upstairs, because I don't have enough space for proper stair. And here for the window, instead of using banners, I will use sugarcane. I think that sugarcane is very good way to create curtains illusion with a pop of color, and it looks quite nice and natural. Also easy entrance if I fly into my ship. Since the space for the door is 3 wide, I made this sort of fake doors. Yes, they are not functional, but I don't care. The boat is completely spawn-proof, so keeping open doors is not a problem. The design inside is quite simple. Plenty of storage, barrels, chests, pots, table, item frames for the maps, and couple of paintings, so the walls are not bare. Now that this house is ready, we can make second one over here. This one will be smaller, but very similar. As you can see, second house is very similar to the top of the first one, but it's rotated 90 degrees, so it's not too repeating and visually distinct, while in principle it's the same one. And what is a ship without a sail? I did not want to create a sail that would be too overpowering, but I didn't want to make it too simple either. Therefore, a ship face on a sail. I think I will name my boat Ocean Ship. I know it's silly. And the ship looks silly as well. I also made observation platform and also added yellow and blue flag. If you know me, you know why. Another small detail. Here in the middle I want to create this circle thing. I'm not sure how they're called. It's not the wheel, it's something to use to tie the sail. But now I can use lodestone to create it. Since 1.21.5 lodestones are much cheaper to make and they're very useful. If you build this boat very far away from home, you can use this lodestone as a waypoint in order to find it or let your friends find it on the server. In the same chunk where I have a farm, I made this simple bubble column for the ender pearls. Since 1.21.5, it's the easiest ways to make chunk loader, and this farm will work in the loaded chunks, which is also a new addition. So hopefully this farm will work when I'm far away doing my next projects and will produce a lot of wool for my next builds. And basically, I think it's ready. Yes, the boat is more or less simple, but the combination of colors make it look extra special. And despite this ship face being quite silly, I do enjoy how it looks. And of course it will take a long while before the shulkers will be full of wool. But as I said, in my case, I don't really care. Hello, Cyan ship. I named the ship in your honor. What do you think about it? Do you like it? Do you feel honored? What do you think? Hey pillager, would you like to check out my boat? It looks very beautiful, come on. I could make you a captain if you want to. Pillager is not interested. But I can't deny, it looks quite great from this distance. It adds a bit more interest to the view from my house. And I think that's what is important. I think it would be fun to put few pillagers there without crossbows. I think it would be fun, as they already have pirate accents. What do you think? Let's check how it looks with different shaders. I really like my build today. Without the shader, I still like it. And if you like it too and want to build it, I've got some good news for you. As many of my builds, I will make this one available on my Buy Me a Coffee account. You can download it completely for free, or you can choose to buy me a coffee, as I drank so much while building it. Of course it's not necessary. The download is available in Litematica format, so unfortunately you can only use it if you know how to use Litematica mod, and of course if you download it. Leave a comment down below, I'm really curious to see how you use it, or if you have any feedback, it will be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for joining in this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have an excellent day. Bye!